live, by the way.
And also look at the.
Oh,
never mind.
Hey guys, welcome back.
Okay.
All right, no.
Oh, do we start the live now? And hey, Elijah.
Yeah. You guys don't mind if I draw, right? It's because I'm drawing. I'm just trying to do it in any way I can.
But anyways, we're gonna start the live. We're already starting. We're gonna talk about Crescent Activities. We're gonna talk about the Tangy Watt disaster. You go, Manuel.
Okay, the Tangy Way disaster. Okay. Do you have the link for it? Because I need to find a link for it. Can you find a link for it, Alicia? There's a link for it. Okay.
Look at this Thomas, you guys. Look at this Thomas.
I'm
guys.
gonna send it to you. I'm gonna send it to you right now.
Yeah, send it to me, please. Send it to me, please, because.
Hey, people on the live stream.
Oh my-
U34CHs make me.
Oh my god, no
masturbate.
way, no way. Okay, guys, I actually checked my phone, and it turns out that there's gonna be a winter warning in my area, so I think it's gonna snow.
Y'all are gonna.
Yeah, it snowed because it was kind of cold. I also can't wait for I hope all rail
Oh, I
fans
got the
CSX
link. You want me
Riverline
to
a
start
lot.
reading it? Okay, I know most of the story because I got that from Thunderbolt Productions, obviously, of course. Okay.
Hey, do you guys like my
so
name?
What
You
is
guys
the
like my new
first of all?
name?
Let's talk about the Tingywee disaster. What is the Tingywee disaster? Well, it was an
It was a
accident that
it was a
occurred
train
around
crash in New
10:20.
Zealand on December 24th. Killed a bunch of people, and that's it.
You literally just ruined it.
I know.
Okay, I'm gonna sue you. I'm gonna sue you.
That was
Okay, I'm gonna
literally
sue
the
you.
point.
I'm literally gonna sue you, my guy. Okay, fine. The Tangywee disaster occurred at 10:21 p.m. on December 24th, 1953, which was Christmas Eve. If you guys don't know.
No, really?
Stop being sarcastic, bro. Okay, I'm trying to read. When a railway bridge
Guys,
over
look
the
at this.
Waikiki
This is when the train started to move.
Look from Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. He's sarcastic too.
Be sarcastic, bro.
Look.
Okay, the bridge that the accident happened was over the Wangihu River, collapsed beneath the express passenger train at the Tingiwee North Island, New Zealand.
I think the bridge collapsed before because it was pretty
The
bad.
Guys, look.
locomotive and the first 6 carriages derailed into the river, killing 151 people in total. The subsequent board of the inquiry found that the incident was caused by the collapse of the Tampere Dam holding back nearby Mountain Rurora's crater lake, creating a rapid mud flow, or, quote, a lahar. If you guys don't know what's a lahar, it's a violent type of mud or flood that it's almost bigger than a tsunami, according to
Diego's showing something.
I'm reading the thing. Do I stop reading or do I let him do, or do I read?
Well,
Alicia,
you know that
do I
a
read?
heart is bigger than a tsunami.
Yeah, it is. It is bigger than a tsunami because it's a violent type of flood and mud at the same time, you know, and which destroyed one of the bridge's piers
Guys, look.
at the
This is the
Tangiwee only
scene.
minutes before the train reached the bridge.
Look at this.
The volcano itself was not otherwise erupting at the time. The disaster remains New Zealand's worst
That looks
rail
like a
accident
skill
in
issue.
history.
Hold
Okay.
on.
Yo,
Let's talk
don't
about the
kill it,
locomotives.
because I don't want to get copyrighted.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the locomotives. Okay, so the locomotives were a KA locomotive, a KA 949 locomotive that was involved in the accident. Anyways, let's talk about the incident itself.
Let's talk about
On December 24th, 1953, the 3 p.m. express train from Wellington to Auckland consisted of a K4 class steam locomotive, as I mentioned earlier, that was holding 11 carriages, 5 second class, 4 first class, even a guard's van, and a postal van, with 285 passengers and crew. The train was started by a witness, the station agent at the Tangiwee Railway Station, to pass through on a time at 10:20 p.m. at about 40 miles per hour, or 64 kilometers an hour. The specific and maximum track speed between Hangiu to the south of Tangiwee and Ogaken to the north at the time was 50 miles per hour, 80 kilometers away. There was no evidence presented to the board of the inquiry regarding any circulations made or indications of the speed of the locomotive 949, either as it would approach the incident site or
Hey,
at
guys.
the time of the incident. And there was
This
something else
is
too.
my friend's version of it. He remade it.
And
Look,
this is something else
so you
too
can tell
about the
the story.
incident. This train actually did stop a few stations, as mentioned earlier. Some railroad workers were just enjoying, some people were going home because, Christmas time, family time, that sort of stuff. Heck, some of the crew members even shared a few jokes, from stations, it was like
And you know
a
what the
normal.
Lahar is, guys? Do you remember the Lahar? Look, I'm just gonna play a little clip of it. This is the clip.
Well, let's not. Well, it better not be stolen from Thunderbolt Productions because remember, he doesn't like when videos use him without his permission. Remember,
Yo,
we can't
No,
do
it's
it.
not him. Look.
End of discussion, just like Sasha and Rita.
Yeah, bro. Just like nothing. Like
And
we can see
also,
like Edward.
Yeah, that is the clip. That is the clip. Yes, that is true. Anyways, let me talk about the incident. Okay. So
Look,
the train did stop at a
this
few
is a
stations,
train's
right?
version of it. This is a train's version. Look, see?
Yes, I know. David, please, can I talk? I need to discuss about
It's
the whole thing.
Diego. Make sure to
Diego. But Diego, please, let me
Yeah, I'll show it while you're talking.
Okay, fine. Okay, so the train was heading towards this town, and it was nighttime. It was like nighttime, like how it was in the Sunset Limited of the Amtrak. It was just like 2 a.m., except it's different because, most of the passengers were sleeping, and the other passengers at this time, yeah, they were also sleeping too. They were waiting for the next station. However,
Hey
further down
y'all,
the line,
hey y'all, I gotta get going.
Oh, see ya.
Okay,
See ya.
so this is Seaman Master out, and remember, U34 CHs make me masturbate.
What?
Oh my! we can edit it out, right? We can edit it out, right? Okay.
Yeah, look, guys.
Okay.
Yo!
Anyway, can we talk about? Please, can I please tell the story? I want to tell the story.
Sure.
Thank you.
Sure.
Okay. So about a few miles away, while the train was still going, there was a man named I forgot his name.
Zero.
What was his name again? Zero. Yeah. Zero, and he was arriving in a truck, and he was approaching a bridge, but a bridge had been flooded because of major rain. And next to the bridge was obviously the rail where the carry the tracks, which is the bridge. But as soon as he noticed something was wrong because the Lahara was happening at this time, and several beams inside were either cracking or some of them started to be loose. And then finally, the whole bridge just collapsed because of the support beams loosed. After he saw that, he noticed that the headlights of the 949 that was coming really fast. He quickly got out of his car, and he also had a torch in his hand to stop the engineer and told him to stop and try waving at him to stop. But he almost got hit by a train. He almost got hit by the train, but he did escape, however, but he was just trying to get everything. And the crew, however, they didn't understand what he was saying. They didn't understand what was going on. They just thought that it was just they just think it was just a drunk guy or something, They didn't think something was wrong. But then the fireman, which I don't know his name. What's his name of the fireman? The fireman of the rail disaster?
I don't know.
No, there was nothing. There was nothing there. But the fireman saw the Lahar in front of him, and he noticed the bridge was there. And he, of course, he noticed that the bridge was obviously loose, and he decides to apply the brakes. But it was too little, too late to prevent the inevitable. The train jumped off the tracks, going 105 miles an hour. It was like almost similar to what happened with the Big Bayou incident in 1993.
Look, this is the accident.
And that's how it happened. The coach just tumbled down like it was nothing. And it was similar to what happened with the Amtrak Sunset Limited wreck in Big Bayou in 1993. It was almost like similar to what happened because it was derailed by a bridge, of course. Derailed by a bridge because the tugboat, long story short.
And the driver saw the Lahar and braked, saving the bank half of the train, but too late to stop the locomotive and they were plunging into the river.
Zero, however, like at the last carriage that was dangling from the rails, Zero managed to get himself inside the coach and he warned the crew of what was happening. Many passengers from the first coach that was about to fall, the coach that didn't fall, he was telling every passenger to get out and to move out of the way. But, however, it only lasted for a couple of seconds until it finally tumbled down and sank into the water.
Can I ask a question? Were any people able to escape before it tumbled?
I actually found out something else when I researched about this. They say that majority of the people that escaped there were 24 people on board that coach. There was 24 people, and out of those 24 people, only about 5 people managed to escape, while others still sank into the water. Some of them even try desperately to try opening the windows to get out. You know, they try opening the windows. They try doing everything they can to make sure they don't drown. But sadly, out of the 24 people, because remember, there's like 25 people that was left, and like only 5 of them did escape, but some of them were still stuck. However, out of the 24 people, only one person died, and it was a girl who was trapped in her seat and drowned to death.
And look, guys, this is the scene where it fell.
Shortly after the accident, the rescue teams departed from Waco.
It's Ian. Hey, Ian.
Look,
Hi, Elijah. Hi.
this is
Hi, Alan.
East of what's up? East of Tengiwi. Of course, these soldiers were included of the World Army camp, radio operators from Ingiwu Naval Communications Station, and a workman from the Warrior Ministry of the Works camp. By midnight, of course, survivors and rescue workers arrived at the scene, and they included some of the army that was a camp just about 5 miles away from the incident, and they came in to help. However,
and is this the scene right here?
Yes, like that, and they couldn't find that much survivors. However, it's just so sad that they couldn't find nobody alive. One person
only a few survived, right?
Well, they did find some, but the one thing that made me shocked the most when I watched the movie was when the guy found the girl that looked like she was just in bad shape.
Girl who got
bad
trapped
shape,
in
like she's covered in mud, she's bleeding, it was awful. It was very, very awful.
Was that the girl who was stuck in her seat?
Yeah, it was her. She was the one, like her body was floating away actually. And out of the 258 people on board, 151 people died. It was the worst train wreck in New Zealand history. Among the dead was Nerissa Love, the fiance of New Zealand's cricketer Bob Blair.
Is that him? Is that her?
Yep, that was her. But what could cause such a Christmas nightmare? And also, why did so many people have to die?
Disturbing images and gore.
Let's not talk about those images, please. Let's just not do that, please.
End of discussion.
But still, guys.
Yeah, please. Thank you.
Why did so many have to die?
That's the thing. We're gonna talk about that. That's the thing. According to my research, I actually did a lot of research, and it turns out, and because there's so many conspiracy theories of what really caused the death of these people, but this is a theory I believe most, and this is the theory I believe most. So please don't get wrong. Please don't take this offensive. What I'm gonna say, okay? I would say the majority people died from was the result of drowning. That was it. They drowned from the coaches because the train derailed in a flooded area. Think about it. Like nobody can escape. Like they can't try opening the windows. They can't do. Like, you name it, that kind of stuff,
I know.
Anyways, and because many passengers died because of this incident, because they were washed out, of course, they were covered in mud and everything, right? And we need to find out what caused the bridge to collapse, which there's no blame about what really caused the collapse of the bridge. But could a really hard lahar actually cause that significant damage for a train? Well, yes, according to the lahar, because lahar is very, very hard. But we also need to talk about the design of the bridge first. We're going to be talking about that actually right now. So the design of the bridge, of course, apparently this bridge wasn't new or anything like this, to be honest. This bridge was like very, very old, according to my research right here. Right here, this bridge was actually unsafe at the time. This bridge was very, very old. Remember, it wasn't been replaced, to be honest, which, like the board of the railroad should probably do that, When there's bad bridge, there could be catastrophe that's going to happen,
Also, can I ask a question about the 949 used in the film? Was that the actual one? Or was it?
Yes, it was the actual one, actually, according to here.
Legacy. Used in the movie, or was that just a replica of it?
It was a replica. It was a replica. It was. But anyway, here's something else too. That nobody knows about this incident. Like after the whole incident that happened, there were so many questions into what really caused the bridge disaster. but honestly, we have evidence right here. Apparently, it was due to, like, people might say, like, what was the true, like, what do you think was probably the cause of this incident? You know, like, was it human error, crew member error, or designer problems, or what? What was it? Well, I don't
wait a
believe
minute,
that.
you guys. Wait a minute.
I
Wait a
don't
minute.
believe
I
that.
think it was
I don't
either-
believe these kind of stuff. You know what I believe most? Bad weather. That was the true cause of the accident. Bad weather. Like bad. I mean, I know people might say like, "Oh, why bad weather?" You know, was it? It wasn't raining. It wasn't snowing. It wasn't nothing, right? Well, true. It was not raining, but
Was it just fogs?
no fogs. There was no fogs, no nothing. I'd say bad weather because there was a flood going up. Even though if it wasn't raining, it was still a
Flash flood?
Yes, a flash flood. You know, like you've seen flash floods everywhere. You know, when it rains. You know, my area did rain a lot, and honestly, it caused a huge flood. Actually, that made the bridge. Like they made one bridge that was so small, and the bridge was like so high. It was like from the episode
shit.
Okay. But I believe that bad weather was the true cause of the accident because of the rain. Not because of the rain, but because of the flood. The flood was the one that caused the bridge to collapse. But it wasn't just the flood that also caused the bridge. It was safety designs that also caused it. Because remember, this bridge was very, and I quote, very old at the time. It was very old.
Because it was
Because
built
remember,
for
according to here,
the locomotive.
according to here, hold on, we'll get to that in a little bit. But right here, this is something else that I found in my research. It says, quote here, the bridge had been designed for feasible flooding and for previous lahars that had different characteristics to the 1953 lahar, the forces of which had been unpredictable. And it was true. There was a lahar at the time before the accident, because this is in 1953. This happened in 1953, just 1 year prior to the incident. In the end, however, the steam engine 949 was damaged beyond repair and was scrapped, as long as the coaches as well as the coaches that were
along with
damaged.
Also, I have a question. Were any of those coaches that were damaged either sent for repairs?
Most of them were sent for repairs, but however, they were sold for scrap. I mean, they were sold for parts, actually, according to here. Just like how the Amtrak AC-64 accident happened when it derailed in 2000.
Were a few of them, or was like only like one or two coaches?
The coaches that were derailed and some of them were damaged. That included the postal train car that was also scrapped. The guards van was also scrapped, and of course the baggage car was also scrapped too.
What about the other one? What about the two others?
The two others, they were either damaged from the accident, they couldn't repair, actually, according to
or
here.
They were, or were they just put into storage?
They were put into storage. Yes, they were put. Some of them were put in storage, but however, they would not run again. That's the thing. It says here that they can't run again. They say they did
until they have to find new wood.
Yes, they did have to find wood, but at this time, because like remember, this accident happened a long time ago, so no one uses wood coaches nowadays. You know, no one used that. You know, we all use metal.
And also for the locomotive, how much money would it take to rebuild it?
Oh, I would say, believe me if I'm wrong, but it probably might be the amount of money that like I saw from the episode of my 1980 show about, to be honest, of $800 million, I would say $800 million just repair them. Like that's a lot of money. $800 million.
Yeah, but still,
like so many zeros.
If it wasn't scrapped, do you think it would have just been put into storage or something?
If the incident didn't happen, and if it was still safe, it's still intact, then maybe it would be, or maybe it would be in one of those GE1s, like the Pennsylvania GE1s. Like remember, like those locomotives, they would be put in a museum or probably put in a storage room or something. You know, I would think.
Or do you think if they couldn't just build it, they would just dismantle the locomotive like just some of its parts completely?
Well, dismantle maybe.
Saw end of scrap by dieselization.
Exactly.
And fun fact: the New Zealand K8 locomotives look like the Pennsylvania Railroad K4 locomotives.
I thought they looked like the Norfolk and Southern West.
Norfolk and Western J class Northern.
Everyone makes that beam. I don't know why. Everyone makes that beam.
I think
anyway,
this
following the incident, of course, following the disaster, of course, the New Zealand Railway Department installed a lahar warning system upstream in the river to alert train control.
Wait, what was the name of the railway?
The New Zealand Railway Department. New Zealand.
Oh.
The New Zealand Railway Department installed new safety features to avoid accidents like this to happen. They even installed a Lahar warning system, which, honestly, I wish they would have put this earlier. If they would have put it earlier, maybe the accident wouldn't have happened. Like, think about it. It would have sent the alarm. The engineer would have seen it, that sort of stuff. But it's honestly like something else too. It just reminds me of how the Titanic crew didn't see the iceberg. Like, remember, the Titanic crew did not see the iceberg.
Oh, look, guys,
until
look
it was
what
in
my
front of
friend Trainboy 11 made. Tangy Wee the Ghost Engine.
Anyways, this incident was one of the worst one of the worst devastating accidents that ever happened in Christmas Eve, to be honest, because a lot of people did die, especially on a special day that was supposed to be for family time.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, Alex.
What's
up?
Nice. Jenny
What's up,
profile do you have?
I'm sorry. Just I'm sorry. I get emotions when I see people dying because it's very, very sad, to be honest. It's like very, very sad. I'm sorry. I'm calm.
Hey, Alan.
I apologize.
It's okay, Manuel. We're here for you.
I know.
Hey, Alex. I'm also here.
I'm feeling better now. But
I just
yes,
made my
this
small
incident was
video
the worst,
on
to be
YouTube.
honest. It was very sad because it happened on a special day, and I couldn't imagine the victims with the families, I wouldn't imagine what they're going through, to be honest.
Oh my God, guys.
Everybody goes through struggles in real life. Everyone goes through those kind of stuff. It happens.
Oh my God, guys. You said the engine was scrapped, right? Wait, the engine was...
Yes, it was scrapped because it was scrapped. It was damaged.
Oh
dude.
my
Very damaged.
God.
Dude, it was damaged. Did you not see the pictures? Look at the pictures. They look so scrapped.
Look at this. This is a picture from, I think, year 2000, and look. It's 949.
It was a replica of it, didn't they? It was a replica.
Or, in my theory, it was actually... They said it was scrapped, or was it just rebuilt?
Maybe. Hold on. I want to search it up about this engine. It says like these engines, like it's actually something else too. They call it the K class. Like the incident that was involved with the New Zealand one, the one with the incident of Tangy Wee. Then yes, it was scrapped. It was the thing. It was very scrapped. But they have still these engines. You didn't know? They actually have these engines to this day.
Yeah, or is that one of the other ones disguised as it?
Does it look like it though? Because it looks like very, very different.
It looks exactly like it.
And to be honest, it doesn't look so similar. To be honest,
well, it does. It looks so much like the old, the actual 949. Because that could be the actual 949.
Well, true. I also wanted to have another discussion about another train wreck if Alicia lets me, Alicia, you good if I talk about another train wreck?
Oh my God.
Anyways, this incident was one of the worst events to ever happen in New Zealand history. But it was thanks to the new safety features that we have today. And we obviously be grateful that we don't have incidents like that happen again, to be honest.
Okay, Glenbrook Vintage Railway. You know that they do Dale with Thomas, right?
Yes, of course. I've heard of that before.
Imagine if 949 hosted a Dale with Thomas.
No.
If they did that, then that would be amazing. I ain't gonna lie.
And look, I already know. I could already imagine. I could already describe the face. Like, I don't know how y'all are gonna feel about this, but I can already.
No, there's no problem. There's no shame about it, dude. There's no shame about it. What's the point?
Look at this.
What?
For real? Wow, I did not know that.
Like, look at that. Like, how is that okay? Like, to just put like a face on a locomotive.
I don't know. It's just like, something that
if 949 was rebuilt and it made it to a Dale with Thomas.
Hey guys, Ian said let him screen share. He has a story.
Can we also share mine? Because I want to try sharing about another incident that nobody
No,
wants to
me
talk about.
How
first.
about the Woodbridge train derailment?
I want to share something too.
I'm gonna send you the link, Manuel, for the Woodbridge train derailment.
Okay.
I just made like 4 videos today on YouTube.
I just.
It's about how
Hey, look at
how
Thomas. Look who he's disguised as. Look.
Who?
look
Oh, wow.
Put me in solo mode, Elijah.
Hold on. I want to see my screen.
Elijah, put me in solo mode.
It's Edward in
No.
Scrapyard.
Elijah, look, Elijah.
Who's sharing that?
Look at my look.
What?
Put me in solo mode. Right here.
Whoa. Okay. Whoa.
Look. That's Thomas disguised as but that's actually 587.
No way. For real?
Yeah.
Oh, I see the locomotive now. I see it.
Oh my god.
What kind of stuff is that?
Look,
Anyway?
guys, look.
I sent you the Woodbridge train derailment.
Hey,
Oh,
Elijah.
Rebecca.
Elijah.
That's Rebecca.
Elijah,
There's something
look.
Ian's showing us.
Elijah,
What is it?
put me in solo mode.
Wow.
Put me in solo mode. It's
Bye bye, Nia. Look at Edward's face.
Yeah.
Can
Everybody, please, silence. Please.
let him read the Woodbridge train
Can
derailment?
everyone see my new videos, Alan? Alex?
Yeah.
Where's Alex?
Oh, okay.
Right here. I wanted them
So,
to like my video that I made on YouTube.
So, did you guys see Alex's new videos he made on YouTube?
I haven't seen them yet,
He
Alex. I'm sorry.
posted some
I'll see them
new
later,
stuff
okay?
from Sonic Prime that's coming up on Thursday.
guys, I'll be right back.
And I posted
Alright.
Thomas
Okay.
video.
Yeah, and then I helped Alex with the Thomas video.
For real?
Yeah, because have you seen Alex's videos when he was making the videos of the train remake of the Thomas
do you
train
think?
remakes?
It looks good, to be honest, Ian. Not gonna lie.
And excuse
Because-
me, how about the Woodbridge train derailment? You should talk about that, Manuel.
Oh yeah. Do you have the link for it?
Yeah, I've sent
Sorry,
you-
it's because right now I'm trying to draw something. I'm sorry. I apologize. But I'm here. I got it. Oh my god, my headphones are so killing my head. All right, I'm here. Sorry, it's because I'm a little thirsty. I'm just gonna drink my water. Hang on, please.
That's how.
Man, talking so much just makes me so thirsty. To be honest.
I gonna drink.
Okay. Anyway,
Pepsi
let's
too.
talk about the Woodbridge train derailment. Okay, so on February 6, 1951, a Pennsylvania Railroad train derailed on a temporary wooden trestle in Woodbridge, New Jersey. The incident killed 85 passengers. Oh, wow. It remains New Jersey's deadliest train wreck, the deadliest U.S. department since 1918, which 1918 was the great train wreck that happened during the First World War, right? Because the year 1918, I know that year. That was before World War.
1918.
Yeah, that was World War I going on, right?
Oh, all right.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. And the deadliest peacetime rail disaster in United States history. Well, they say peacetime rail disaster. To be honest, I call it aviation disaster. Like when a peaceful time, like an incident happened during a peaceful time, not during a war or something like that. They would have called it an incident, that could have been worse. Okay, now let's talk about the incident. Okay, so around 5 p.m. on Tuesday, February 6, 1951, Pennsylvania Railroad train number 733 left Exchange Place in Jersey City. It was an express train to Bay Head via the North Jersey coastline. Number 7333 was crowded that day due to the labor strike on the nearby Jersey Central Railroad. It just reminds me of the SEPTA strike that happened a long time ago, actually. It carried over 1,000 passengers in 11 cars drawn by PRR, or Pennsylvania Railroad, right? They call it the Pennsylvania Railroad, or the PRR. What does the PRR stand for? I actually forgot.
Pennsylvania Railroad. And
Pennsylvania
also, when you said 1918, have you guys ever Have you guys ever heard of the 1916 New Jersey Shark?
I think I heard about that. Yes, I actually did. Anyway, the PRR K4 4-6-2 steam locomotive number 2445. Like this locomotive, I actually did a little research about this locomotive, but this locomotive was very, very different at the time. You know, it was very, very, very proud, right? At this time. Like, Alicia, is that true? Like this engine? Because I did my research.
It is true.
Yeah, I think I did my research. It says that this train, like the Pennsylvania, was one of the most proudest railroad at the time, right?
It was the Pennsylvania Road K4 number 2445.
Yeah, exactly. And it was so popular back then, right? Because it says here it was popular. Anyway,
You guys, there was a GG1 song called Old Big Red.
Oh, Big Red. Oh, I heard that. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, let's talk about the incident. That afternoon, rail traffic through Woodbridge was being diverted onto a temporary wooden trestle in a Shrewsbury near Fulton Street, allowing laborers building the New Jersey the turnpike to work on the main line. A notice had gone out to train engineers in late January after 1:01 p.m. on February 6th, the same year. They were to proceed through Woodbridge not at the normal 60 miles per hour, 97 km/h, but at the 25 mph, 40 kilometers away. Before train number 733 left Jersey City, conductor John Bishop reminded the engineer, who was named Joseph Fitzsimons, about the speed restriction. It was not the railroad's practice to install warning lights in such cases, and Fitzsimons failed to slow the train as it approached Woodbridge. Bishop, alarmed at the train's speed, tried to pull the emergency cord, but the crush of passengers made it impossible. The train was traveling at faster than 55 miles per hour, more than twice the reservation speed, when it reached the curve approaching the trestle. According to a subsequently inquiry, at around 5:43 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the track shifted under the massive locomotive, and 8 of the train's 11 passenger cars derailed. The 2 first cars fell on their sides. The 3rd and 4th cars were crushed and crashed into each other as they hurtled down a 26-foot high, or 7.3 miles embankment. It was in these 2 cars that most of the fatalities occurred.
I got my pajama on, Robin.
Alicia, I gotta go do something. Can you read the other one? I left off with the train was traveling. I was leaving right here. Who wants to read it? Because I gotta go.
How many miles was traveling? How many miles?
It was like 50, it was like 7.9 embankment. I left off with the 5th and 6th car. You know, I was left off right there. Can you read that? Because I gotta go do something. I'll be back.
Which one?
The Woodbridge
Alex?
Master. That was down here. It was in the 5th and 6th cars right there.
The 5th and
I
6th.
left off right there. Yeah, the 5th and 6th cars. I was already down of the description right there. Can you read that? Because I gotta go do something. We're back.
That's the 5th and 6th cars. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So the 5th and 6th cars were left hanging in midair over a street that glistened from the rain. Some passengers may have jumped to their deaths, believing that they would land in water. The accident occurred in a heavily populated area, so help soon arrived. Neighbors opened their houses and business to those in need. Although Fitzsimmons initially claimed that he had been traveling at only 25 miles an hour, at 40 kilometers per hour. You hear me, guys? The entry estimated that the train's speed was between 50 and 60 miles an hour, 80 and 97 kilometers per hour. The report concluded that the wreck was caused by excessive speed on a curve of a temporary track. Fitzsimmons worked for the PRR for 2 more years. Yet he never ran a train again. And as for the Pennsylvania Railroad K4 462 Pacific number 2445, it was quickly repaired and continued working on its revenue service on the Pennsylvania Road, aka the PRR for short, until being retired in 1954 and eventually and tragically scrapped. Talk about a waste. But thankfully, 2K4 still exists, which is number 3750 1361, which I may be able to go, which I may and might have a chance to see this train like on National Train Day. I'm gonna check the calendar when it's National Train Day. National Train Day. National Train Day. Oh yeah, so on Saturday, May 13th, 2023, I'm gonna see the Pennsylvania Railroad K4 462 Pacific number 1361, which is undergoing a restoration to running condition. Next year on National Train Day, Saturday, May 13th, 2023. If I actually go to the Railroad's Altoona, Pennsylvania, to the Railroad's Memorial Museum, and then visit Horseshoe Curve in Altoona, Pennsylvania. And as for 1361, it was preserved and operated. It was built by the Pennsylvania Railroad Junior Auto Shops in 1918, albeit being 104 years old. In 1361, almost every other Pacific in North America hauled passenger trains around the Broadway Limited until 1957 and placed on display at the world famous Horseshoe Curve in 1957. And then in 1985, it was moved out of the replaced by EMD GP9 number 7048. And also it went under restoration from 2 years, from 1985 to April of 1987. The same month where the 1361 ran under its own power for the first time in 30 years. But tragic, and was considered Pennsylvania Railroad's official state steam locomotive, along with its other surviving K4462 Pacific number 3750, which I saw 4 times at the Railroad Museum, Pennsylvania, in Strasburg, Pennsylvania. And I have a lot of videos of 3752. And also both of them are official steam locomotives. But quite sadly, I must say, we all know that 1361's excursion life ran for only a year before the axle bearing failed, placing the poor K4 into an early retirement. And then it was moved to Steamtown for an attempt to restoration, but the restoration cost was so high and completion dates getting pushed back. And tragically, by 2013, the restoration of 1361 was canceled, and the locomotive was placed back into storage, while the boiler was stored the east brow top rail, while the frame, tendering the frame, and also along with the tender east brow top rail.
Ian, did you like my video?
Pennsylvania, while its frame was at the Raiders Memorial Museum, roundhouse at the Raiders Memorial Museum. But hopefully, there is a light at the end of the tunnel for 1361.
Hey, Ian.
So 1361, and the Raiders Memorial Museum complete their own quarter of their roundhouse, and then they announced that they'll have a fundraise of the restoration of 1361 to running condition. And also nowadays, 1361 is undergoing a restoration to running condition at the Raiders Memorial Museum in Altoona, Pennsylvania, which, like, I'm gonna ask you, like, I'm gonna ask you, like, that I mentioned earlier. I'm gonna ask you, like I said, mentioned earlier. story. Like I said, like I said mentioned earlier, that I'm gonna see the third. I'm gonna be honest, bro. Like I said and mentioned earlier, that I might have a chance to see the 1361 on next year on Saturday, May 13th, 2023. If I actually go to the Rares Memorial Museum in Altoona, Pennsylvania. So
Hey,
I'll see
guys.
the 1361 to running condition.
Hey guys, I'm back. I'm sorry. I had to take care of something. I'm
And
back.
also the 37 Evan SD, and also I may be able to see the locomotive undergoing restoration to running condition, and then visit Horseshoe Curve to see the EMD GP9 diesel electric locomotive number 7048, which will place 1361 at its place site when 1361 is restored to running condition. And also the freight trains at Horseshoe Curve, just like Max, aka Transform 4636 or so. And also 3750 is also weight and cosmetic restoration. So guys, if you want to support these projects, then I'll leave a link to the description below so you could donate to the project if you actually have enough money. But still.
Okay. All right.
Right.
Like, Rick, where's the thing I'm just trying to do?
Oh, come
Oh,
on.
I'm so
Come on.
sorry.
come on.
I also want
And
to talk about
also-
another train wreck too. Is that fine if I volunteer for another train wreck?
Maybe
too?
like the one involved with a British Rail Class 47 diesel locomotive with the cow.
No, something else. How about the Clapham Junction? If we're talking about British, we're talking about British engines. What about the Clapham Junction? We never talk about that.
The Clapham Junction with the steam locomotives?
No, the diesel ones, the new from the 1980s. It happened in 1980s. Remember British Rail?
Yeah, we should talk about it.
Okay, so let's talk
Dear.
about British Rail. Let's talk about Clapham Junction.
I know. We all know British Rail because of their terrible, their bad trains that they made, according to History in the Dark, because they keep blushing it. And also their 1955 failed modernization plan, and how they wasted oh my god.
I actually have the link for that Clapham
And
Junction.
how
Actually.
they wasted a lot of money on their stupid trains, and how they keep closing lines, which is stupid.
Okay, but let's talk about the incident itself. Okay, let's talk about the Clapham Junction. Okay, first, before we get to talk about the incident, let's talk about more about what really was Clapham Junction at the time. So Clapham Junction was obviously a British station. It was actually in London, England. It was one of the most popular stations before the King's Cross. Remember King's Cross, the station?
Yes, that's what Gordon said. King's Cross.
Yeah, it's from the Railway series. We did not see the Railway series, and yeah. Okay, so of course at the same time in 1988, British Rail decided that their old signals should be replaced by new signal technology, right? Which is a good idea, you know. You want
Wait,
to
how
stop.
do you spell the Clapham Junction accident?
I actually have the link for it here. Do you want me to give it to you?
Yeah, give it to me right now.
Well, chill, my guy, chill.
I promise I will chill.
Okay, but let me just put it in a comment below. Wait, I don't think I can comment on your video. Oh wow. I'll put it in a private chat though. Okay, there, got it. Right there, press it.
I'm gonna copy the link. I already did it.
It's right there. There it is. Okay, so the signal, like these new signals were gonna be built in to replace the old signals that were there at the time, which they were broken, and of course they need to be wire connected, right? Of course, you know, that will let up accidents though. You know, because sometimes when you have a problem and you want to fix it, but the way you want things to be fixed just makes everything worse.
Yeah.
That was what led up
And
accidents
also,
to
fun facts
this.
about My Love is Teenage Robot. Shane O said about a fun fact about My Love is Teenage Robot that Britt and Tiff are like Alfred 98462 and Croven 87546 in the show.
For real? I did not know that. Huh.
And he also wished that 98462 and 87546 were in My Love is Teenage Robot. It'll be nice.
Honestly, I don't blame him. I don't blame him. I understand why, you know.
But those are well-written villains.
True. Anyways, let's talk about the Clapham Junction. Okay. So it actually happened in December 12th of 1988. So just a few weeks away.
This
from
is like
Christmas.
it's early belated early anniversary of its wreck.
Yeah, because it's happened in December 12th, and tomorrow's going to be the 12th. So let's do
It's
that.
its 34th anniversary, or
Honestly,
early
it
for
is.
34th anniversary.
Which is good, to be honest. It was very, very great, because we need to know about this incident, Anyways, let's talk about it. Okay, December 26th, December 12th, 1988. It is around 7:18 in the morning. Like, the engine, which was the 718 from Bagstroke to London Waterloo, a crowded 12-car train made up of 4 VP electric multiple units, 33033, 31119, and 35, was approaching Clapham Junction when the driver saw the signal ahead of him from green to quote proceed. If you guys don't know, like, signals are very similar to like traffic signals that when you drive, there's always a red light, yellow light, green light, obviously a green light, everybody knows what that means. It means to go, and a yellow signal means either you start slowing down or something like that. Either you start slowing down, and then the red signal obviously means danger.
That's not the point.
Anyway, unable to stop however, the engineer of the passenger of the 718 applied the brakes, but he didn't apply the brakes, and he overpassed the signal. But he was amazingly stopped the train. He did stop the train, however, but he also called in the signalman to tell him what was happening. And of course, the signalman didn't believe the engineer. He did not know what was happening. But little does he know that what's going to happen next was something going to be that something ever happened. What he didn't know was that there was a second train. That there was a second train coming up to him, and it was barreling 105 miles an hour. Then the second train rear-ended the train, and it slammed into the stopped passing Stoke train. The wreckage was thrown from the force. However, that wasn't going to be the end of it. A third train, which was leaving with no passengers, was coming to an adjacent track when it tripped over the wreckage and also derailed too. But that wasn't enough. There was another fourth train that was also coming as well. But thankfully, it was only coasting, and the engineer saw the track, saw the wreck, and he applied the brakes, and luckily, he stopped the train in time. After the accident, after the roar of the crash, there was silence. The engines were badly made and were destroyed. Some of the coaches even looked like they were twisted with metal. The wreckage looked like the wreckage looked like something out of the Blitz bombings that happened during World War II. Here's a cap card.
Damn.
Of what's left of it. Look, here's a rear car, or what's left of it, with the roof like cave in from the force of the collision. Either passenger, and even a train was either thrown to the side of the fence, which was mostly intact. However, emergency services would not respond, but the driver of the fourth train was standing there, and of course, like the Paddingstoke train who reported the signal, also told the signalman that, of course, of what happened. And of course, the signalman turned all signals to danger, warning all the trains to stop immediately. However, nearby, there was a school called Emmanuel School. They were the first ones on the scene, with the Prime Minister, Margaret Thatcher, at the time, was there at the time, and most of the students actually heard the roar of the crash and came outside to see what had happened. However, they couldn't go in because since the rail yard was built with heavy fence, they couldn't go through. And because of that, they had to find something else to break the metal fence. So they had to cut in. So they had to cut a metal fence to get in to start saving the passengers. About approximately 45 minutes later, the rescue workers finally arrived. But what they saw was very horrifying. Some of the firefighters even desperately tried to get everyone out of the train. Some of them were injured. Some of them were walking around like zombies, just like how it was in the Chase and Merlin collision, when the Amtrak train collided head-on with a Conrail at over 100 miles an hour, killing 16 people and injured 100 others. But anyways, like the rescue was such hammered too because firefighters had difficulty of going through the fence because the railway yard, the accident happened in the fence, so they couldn't cut with the weapons, so they couldn't cut the fence. But they did able to cut the fence though by using some of their tools they have, like the jaws of life that firefighters have, that sort of stuff. They were able to break the fence, and of course they started going in and started counting of how many people were there. However, this would not end in a series anyway. In total, 35 people were killed, 69 were injured, 415 were minor injured. 400 in total, 448 people sustained injuries. It was one of the worst train accidents in Clapham Junction's history, and of course, the worst train accident in British history.
No.
Let's talk about what really was the cause of the accident. But what could cause such a bad accident? Like, why did this happen? Like, what happened with the signals? Why did the signal tell them it was yellow instead of red? Why did it say red instead of green? Well, let's talk about that. Of course, the initial internal investigation showed that a wiring fault meant that the signal would not show an indication of a red danger aspect when the train circuit immediately in front of the signal was occupied. Work associated with the Waterloo area resigning scheme meant new wiring had been installed, but the old wiring had been left connected at one end and loose and unsalted at the other. Any dependent inquiry was charged by Anthony Hidden QC for the Department for Transport. His eventual report included 93 recommendations for changes to working practices of both British Rail and, of course, emergency services. In 1978, a British Rail Southern region reported that it had concluded that due to the age of the equipment, the re-signaling has needed by 1986. However, approval has been given in 1984 after a report of the 3 wrong side signal failures. Like, what was the true cause of the Clapham junction? Well, because of the signals being not wired correctly, which that meant literally disaster. Because if you have rewires everywhere to make a signal show it's green or red, then it just makes the signal to give them the wrong information, and that's the thing. Of course, testing as mandated on British Rail signaling working. Of course, everybody was obviously mad because of the victims too. Most of the victims of the deceased families were upset that this accident was caused by negligence of the railway system, which I don't blame them because it was true. It wasn't negligence, honestly. It was not negligence. I don't know why people say it was negligence, but it was true. No, it was true. It wasn't their 100% fault. They didn't want to hurt anyone. That's the thing. They didn't do that on purpose. However, in a conclusion, the British Rail concluded that the cause of the accident was bad wiring systems that caused the confusion of the train. Because of the wrong signal of the unprotected on the conclusion of the Clapham Junction incident happened because of an unprotected wrong side's failure of a signal. And of course, after the incident, there was a lot about exclamations into the world, what really caused the accident. Of course, there was a legacy again. Testing was mandated on British Rail signaling work, and the hours of work of employees involved in a safety-critical work was limited. Although British Rail was fined about £250,000, equivalent to £570,000 in 2021. Oh my God, that's a lot of money, even for British. Wow, for UK. Wow,
Hey guys,
yeah, what's up?
did you like Alex's new video he made on YouTube about the?
I haven't seen it yet, but I'll see it later. Okay, please. Let me just finish the reading. For breach of the Health and Safety at Work Access of Act 1974, there was no prosecution for manslaughter. In 1996, the collision was one of the events cited by the Law Commission as a reason for a new on manslaughter, resulting in an incorporated Homicide Act of 2007. A memorial marking the location of the crash site is at the top of the cutting above the railway on Spencer Park, Battersea, where the accident took place. The backstroke train stopped at the next signal after the faulty signal. In accordance with the rule book, railway historian Adrian Vebron suggested that this may not be the best way of handling fault signals. If the Bradsboro train had carried on the signal following the next signal, the crash would not have been
Hey,
like
Max.
what happened. Like,
What crash we
let's say
talking?
this. Let's say this. Honestly, there's something else too that I just learned. Like, if the engineer did not stop at that signal and just continued away, then maybe the accident wouldn't have happened. Like, think about this. If the engineer did not stop, you know,
What train crash
the
we
accident-
talking about here?
the Clapham Junction.
Clapham.
It's a British rail accident.
Man, talk about.
Well, we all know why British Rail is because of their bad trains that they made.
British Railways.
And bad signal, to be honest.
And
Bad
also,
signaling.
they waste a lot of money on the stupid bad trains in their modernization plan.
British Rail has the worst trains. I hate British Rail.
I mean, yeah, but what about the intercity trains? They were good, weren't they?
No.
They were good, but I like some of the. They had some good locomotives, like the British Rail Class 42 warship that looked like Diesel 10.
Okay, that is true. I do like that train.
And the British Rail Class and the British Rail Class and the British Rail Class 08 that looks like Devious Diesel, Aaron Burke, Spotter and Dodge, Paxton, Sydney, and the Great Railway Show Diesels and International Diesels.
Okay.
Yeah,
Anyway,
let's conclude about this incident. Okay, a year later, after the incident, a report into a collision at London Waterloo highlighted similar circumstances, saying that, quote, some of the lessons from the 1988 Clapham Junction accident are fading from the railway industry's collective memory. Or in other words, that their memories of the Clapham Junction incident probably would have been forgotten. Some say that the incident of this accident was forgotten. Nobody learned lessons from this incident. Well,
y'all
they
gotta
learned
talk
lessons,
about y'all gotta talk about the UFO rail disaster in Russia.
Hey guys,
Well,
also
let's talk about UK British rails. Come on, let's talk about British rails.
Nah, man, we gotta talk about
in the
Russia.
private chat.
Anyway,
Alex is getting a DVD of My Life's Teenage Robot.
Oh, that's cool. Anyways, let's conclude about the incident. The Clapham Junction incident could have been prevented if the engineer did not stop at the signal when he saw the danger sign on the signal. If he didn't stop the train, think about this. If he didn't stop the train and he could have continued on his way, then maybe the incident wouldn't have happened. Think about this. It wouldn't have happened if he didn't stop. The reason it happened was because he stopped. Obviously a big mistake because you cannot stop on the main line. You can't do that. That's like saying if you're stopped in traffic, like let's say you're driving, right? And you're stopped in the middle of the intersection. You can't do that. You're going to get yourself hurt. You're going to cause an accident. That's the thing. Like even though it's a train, it's still the same as driving a car because you're the driver, you're responsible, everything like that. It's your responsibility to make sure that everyone's lives is in your matter. That's the thing.
Guys, can you all be quiet for a second? I'm trying to clip my tongue.
Okay, but I'm talking the story, please. I'm telling the story, please. Listen. Okay, like for me, for instance, this incident, I never thought this was actually real, to be honest, but until I researched about this incident. So it was true that it was bad signaling that happened, of course. Faulty signals were the true cause of the accident. But honestly, I'm not saying that the signals weren't also the cause of the accident, to be honest. People might think, and I actually did research a lot of stuff, and actually, this is something you guys are not going to believe I'm going to say.
So is this crash
this is something else that nobody wants to know. Do you guys want to hear what I'm going to say? I hear a lot of theories, to be honest, but this is a theory like so many people don't believe me. Actually, this is one thing. Like I think like the cause of the accident of the signals failing. I mean, that was true. There were a signal that was failing, of course, but I don't think that's the true cause of the accident. That's the thing. I don't think that's the true
cause of the accident. It was a malfunction signal. It crashed.
Yes, that was true. It was, but I think this is a cover up. Like think about this.
No, it's not a cover up. That's
do you never know? It could be a cover up.
Russians would do. I genuinely believe it was a malfunction signal. The only place that would lie is Russia.
Well, okay, true. Well, not sometimes.
Hey guys, also did you follow Alex's DeviantArt? Because he has DeviantArt.
I don't care. Alex's DeviantArt.
Anyway, guys, please. Let me continue the story. Please, let's just finish the story. Well, I believe, yes, that is the signals did malfunction, and they did. There was proof because it happened in a timeline. Remember the timeline of the incident. But I believe that like it wouldn't have happened even if the signals were malfunctioning. It couldn't have been an excuse for the engineer to break the train. He shouldn't have stopped in the middle of the tracks. That's the thing. That's against the law. He can't do that because not only is he gonna get himself killed, he's gonna get everyone killed. Honestly, if he didn't stop.
Thing is,
like think about this. Like, think about this. The accident could have it didn't have to happen. It could have been prevented if the engineer did not stop. That's the thing.
Well, it was a red signal. The immediate reaction of an engineer seeing a red signal is to stop the freaking train.
Well, yes, he could have, but like, what if he didn't see the red signal? What if he was going like faster and he didn't see the signal? Like, what if he didn't see it at all?
He'd still slow down.
Well, true, he could have slowed down, but shouldn't he just like instead like just pass the red signal? I mean, engineers do sometimes pass the red signal. To be honest, they do violate a lot of signals, but but depends the circumstances what's going to happen. Like for example, like what about the 1994 El Cajon Pass incident? The Union Pacific train that was waiting for the Santa Fe train was stopped at a red signal. And because the Santa Fe train was lost its brakes and was coming towards them at a high speed, the dispatcher allowed the Union Pacific train to violate the red signal. They allow the dispatcher.
Yeah, but they didn't violate it. They didn't pass it. In my perspective, I don't think.
Well, no, they did. They were trying to that's the thing. That's the thing. They did try to get the engines up because they shut down the engines, right? They shut down the engines. They were getting ready to leave, but it was too late because the Santa Fe train was already coming to them really fast, and there was no time for them to get out of the way. So they had to run out of the locomotive and just ran. Yeah. But they did get permission to violate the red signal. But
that was an exception. That was an exception, though.
Yeah, because obviously there was a locomotive that was coming them at high speeds. That's the thing. Yes, but in the Clapham Junction, think about this. If he would have stopped the engine, let's say he did stop the engine, and let's say the signalman he did radio the signalman telling him what would happen, right? He did signal the signalman about the signal telling him red, right? He did. Well, what if the signalman told him that he could proceed? What if he told him that he could proceed? Do you think maybe that would have prevented the accident? Think about it.
Conspiracy theory I've ever heard.
I mean, there's so many theories. I believe there's so many theories that are out there too. To be honest, I don't believe in those theories. To be honest, but that's what people told me a lot. Honestly, even in the server,
Yeah, well, they're wrong. It was a malfunction signal, and that's what caused the crash. And end of.
But honestly, it could have been prevented. To be honest, well, I don't think it could have been honestly because the engineer did see a red signal, and he had to stop obviously because it was a red signal. He couldn't pass a red signal because that's violation. Of course.
Mind if I talk about a rail disaster?
Yeah, hold on, but let me conclude this incident. Okay, so in conclusion about this incident was probably one of the most avoidable incidents that could have happened, to be honest, if the engineer did not stop the signal, even though he did the right thing by stopping the train, but he did the wrong way, and he did the opposite of stopping the train and saving everyone's life. He just did the opposite. He just stopped the train and let another train hit him, boom, kill a lot of people like that.
Okay, yeah.
But honestly, I don't blame him. It's because the signals were the ones that gave him the wrong coloration. They gave him the wrong signal to tell him. But anyways, to conclude this, I just think the lessons of Clapham Junction, there was after this incident, everything was changed. New signals were rewired again, and this time they were okay. British Rail still continues these signals, and even to this day. Anyways, that's how it is. Honestly, that's the Clapham Junction incident. Even though it's actually 1 year anniversary, actually. Well, I mean, not 1 year anniversary, but you get it,
Early 34th anniversary.
Early 34th anniversary.
Look at the private chat, guys.
Guys, shut up. I'm trying to ask something.
Go ahead, bro.
How bad was this incident? The worst rail accident?
It was actually one of the worst British railway disasters to ever happen in the United Kingdom.
Do you know the worst British rail disaster in history?
I think there was the one of the 1918 incident that happened during the First World War, I think.
Quinton's Hill. 226 people train.
Yeah, that one. That was a wreck. Yep, that was the one, the Hill one. Yeah.
Yeah, basically, guy was acting like an idiot, caused train to collide, cars catch fire, people burned to death.
Okay, yeah, and most of them were burned to death, to be honest. But I don't think it's the true cause of it. I just think that probably ignorance or something, probably was the true cause.
It was ignorance, you idiot.
Oh, really? Oh, my bad. Oh,
Well,
my
yeah,
mistake.
well, this guy wasn't thinking, so.
But wasn't there like a signalman that could have warned about the train that were passing through the signals? I mean, they were going in the junction, weren't they? Were they going in the junction? Like there was 4 tracks, right?
There was one on the main.
Oh, well, yeah, one of them was at the main, of course. There was one, of course, you know.
Hey guys, did you see the private chat to follow Alex's DeviantArt he has?
No, and I don't care.
Okay. Anyways, let's talk about another incident. Let's just
The
something
Opal Rail
else that
Please
involved-
follow me, my DeviantArt.
Oh, Alex, please.
Can we talk about the Opal Rail disaster, please? Please talk
Yeah,
about
go ahead. Do you have the information? Do you have the
yeah, do I just read it word for word?
Word by word, yes, but if you want to try expressing it in your own way, then yeah.
I want to plagiarize.
Well, okay, let's not try plagiarize, okay? Because I don't want to get in trouble. Well, wait, I just realized I'm not in school. Oh, screw it. Why not? Sure, why not? Go ahead. You do you, buddy. You do you. Oh my god, I'm just so fucking thirsty. Why does make me talk always makes me want me to drink water? Okay. Alright. Oh, my drawing's actually really good. Nice. Sorry, it's because I was working on a drawing right now, but I'm already finished with it.
Right.
Go ahead. Whenever you're ready. Oh shit, wrong color. Max, did you get it?
Just waiting.
Okay. Take your time, okay? Don't worry. We'll wait. Where's my fucking eraser? Oh, there it is.
Manuel, I don't think you the live we cannot say that
Oh,
word.
whoa, what again, Alan?
If some there's something I've warned you about what not to do on the live.
Well, what was I not supposed to do in the live?
Don't swear.
Oh, my apologies. I didn't mean to swear. I apologize. But yeah, I didn't swear. Okay, that wasn't me. It was before the live stream even began, dude. That happened before that it began, dude. Like legit. Honestly, like, wait. First of all, what kind of train wreck is it? Like, what country was it involved? United States, German, something like that. Max, you know what train wreck is it from? What country was it from?
Max, are you there? Because I see he's still in the live.
He's still in the live. I think he's trying to search it up. I don't know. Okay. Don't worry, he'll come. He'll come around. I'm also entering another contest too. The MOATR fan base. Christmas stuff. No, because Christmas is almost here.
Lies. Yeah.
Whoa! Chill, bro. Chill. Yeah, thank you. Oh, you're here finally. Did you get the train wreck thing you were gonna look for?
I was turning like a Super Saiyan.
You mean Dragon Ball Z? Goku does that kind of stuff. Okay, that's fine, bro. That's fine. Just don't worry about it. Don't worry. You're good. You're good.
All right.
Yo.
What's up? Yeah, I hear you. What's up?
Finally. All right, so can I finally read now?
Yeah. Go ahead. I'll tell Alicia that you're reading, okay? I'll message him. Go ahead. Whenever you're ready.
Okay. Finally start this.
Okay. Go ahead. As long as you don't use any videos, just read in your own words. That's all. Thank you. Because remember, like, if we steal one of Thunderbolt's stuff, he's gonna send us a copyright strike for using this video without permission. Whenever you're ready. Okay. Okay. That's so cool. Jenny's new Christmas look looks so beautiful. And then right here. How does the Santa hat looks like again? I just want to know. Okay, it's right here, and I'm gonna. For. Fuck. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to swear. I didn't mean to swear. My bad.
I wonder where's Elijah at.
I'm still here.
Oh, hey, Alicia, this guy's gonna talk about another train wreck that he found out. Let him talk.
Then you got, and then we also remembered about whose birthday is it today?
Oh, who is it? I don't
It's
remember.
Cole Seaboy's birthday.
Oh yeah, him.
But then he just uploaded another bad video he did to us. I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not gonna say what happened. We'll explain that. In the
My mic keeps disabling.
We'll explain what Cole Seaboy did in Discord. We'll talk about it on Discord soon.
My mic keeps disabling.
Alex
I don't know how to read
show
this.
night on Friday because we do the show nights on Fridays and Saturdays.
I can't. It's disabling my mic, and I can't read off of it.
Do you want me to try reading it for you then?
So I'm going to speak So I'm going to tell the story of one of my favorite locomotives from the heart because I know this.
Okay, go ahead.
We talk about the U-34, the one that makes me
U-34.
come every day.
God.
I have a model of it, pretty much a U-36C, but it's a U-34. I call it a U-34.
Yeah, there's no problem at all. Okay.
Anyway, they're built for the Erie Lackawanna. Well, not really. In 1970, the New Jersey Department of Transportation purchased these, and pretty much Erie Lackawanna would operate them. They were numbered 3351 to 3382. They were operated by the Erie Lackawanna until 1976 when Conrail took over. Obviously, they renumbered it. They were renumbered the engines to 4151 and 4183. One of which, before the Conrail merger, was painted into a bicentennial numbered 1776. And it would be renumbered back to its original number of 3351 with still the bicentennial paint, but would really be taken off. Then in 1979, they were taken over by the worst commuter railroad company in the world, New Jersey Transit. They have horrible commuter service, but they have good ass engines. Some of them were painted into New Jersey Transit's disco paint scheme. 4151 was involved in an accident and would have its paint scheme changed a little bit. And some U-34s would be painted with a chrome thing on like the very edge of the nose.
Yeah.
They were still numbered as 4151 to 4183. 4154 was sold to the Southeastern Pennsylvania Transportation Authority, or SEPTA. That would be given back to New Jersey Transit, and then one engine, which was an ex-Chicago and Northwestern U-boat, was rebuilt into a U-34 and was given to Metro North, number 4183. They were retired in 1994. There was a farewell with U-34CH's 4172 and 4176. All the U-34s are presumed scrapped except for one, 3372 or 4172, which is currently being restored at the United Railroad Historical Society of New Jersey in Boonton, New Jersey. And did I mention these were built for Erie Lackawanna's new Pullman Standard Comet 1 coaches? And these things could pull. These things were good. I love them. I love them.
I don't blame you, to be honest. I used to be a fan of those kind of rails, to be honest. There's like a lot of type of rail fenders I like. They don't like CSX Gevos or something like that. I don't know why.
I hate
That's what.
Gevos. Don't bring up Gevos.
Why? What's the problem with it?
Over foamed and they're stupid.
Oh, okay. I don't blame you there. Okay.
But I like Gevos. Gevos are my favorite.
Shut up! Nobody cares.
Whoa,
Hey,
whoa, chill.
hey,
Whoa,
you should
chill,
never
chill,
have done that.
Okay,
chill.
that's okay. So, conclusion.
But I also love AC 4400s.
W.
I
Big
also love AC 4400s EWs.
I heard you, and that's a big W for that. You should be given the crown, but you should like the AC 6000s more. Best engine by GE.
What about you like Union Pacific Manifest? Because I've seen a lot of Union Pacific Manifest where I'm at.
AC 6000s. Mind if I also do a brief history of the AC 6000, the best GE engine? Well, really the U34 is, but the AC 6000 is my second favorite.
My favorite General Electric diesel locomotive is the ET44 AC because it's one of the most powerful locomotives ever.
Are you kidding me? The Tier 4 Gevos. What the hell are you on?
Whoa, chill.
I also love the U-boats, GE U-boats too, just like you.
Thank you. Alan. I appreciate the compliment. That's a big W of you. Anyway, U34.
A big W for who over the AC 4400 CWs?
AT4400s are overformed, but they're actually good. All right. Anyway, brief conclusion of the U34. Built in 1970 for Erie Lackawanna's Pullman Standard coaches, reliable, retired in 1994. All we was scrapped except one. Boom. You're welcome. I'm done.
Okay. That was actually good. That was actually good. That was okay. That was good.
Okay, that was a great presentation.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't sound sarcastic. Okay, I did not. Okay, I not.
I kind of want to go over the E8A.
Oh my god. No.
Hey Max, also you watched my video when also the ET44AH had the Dash 8.
Saw that. I don't really have an opinion on Dash 8. I haven't seen one. They look cool, but they're kind of overrated if you ask me. But I've been dying to catch 9280 all over New Jersey.
And then also, I also love SD70 Max.
What the hell? What is that sound?
And guess what, Max? Did you know that Metra is getting new EMD SD70 Max for commuter travel?
SD70 Mac H's. I never got the point of them because why didn't they need such a large ass freight locomotive for passenger service?
Or
why?
Maybe it's called.
They would have gotten an EMD E unit like a modified version that looks like an F1H, but it's still an E unit version of an F1H.
E units have been retired in the 80s.
Remember,
they are old.
Yeah,
they were built in 45.
Yeah.
But did you talk about? You haven't talked about the accidents.
Did you follow Alex's DeviantArt?
No, I don't want to.
I followed them like a long time ago, so I don't need to do.
I'm gonna be going over the E8.
He also has a new DeviantArt.
You're supposed to be talking about the accident. You should talk
about that. My mic keeps disabling when I leave the tab. So sorry.
I'm gonna send you a train accident from the New Jersey Transit, the one from September 2016.
Oh, I know exactly what that is. I'm completely aware of the Hoboken train.
Wait, shouldn't we talk about train accidents that happened before Christmas or something like that?
I want to talk about the EMD E8A.
All right.
It doesn't have to do with the accident.
I don't care that it doesn't have anything to do with the accident. I want to go over the best diesel engine of all time.
You should talk about the Hoboken train wreck. You should do that, Manuel.
All right. How do I draw snow? I just want to try drawing snow for this.
No, I know the thing from the heart. I know the crash from the heart.
Can you click the link, Max?
Oh, I already know the crash. I can tell you guys the crash from the heart because I know exactly. I live in New Jersey. I've heard of it, and I could tell you everything. Why is it silent?
I don't know. It just got silent for me.
Okay, I go over. September 29th, 2016. Pascack Valley Line train. Jeep, cab car leaning, Jeep trailing. Approaches Hoboken Terminal, crashes right before the main lobby. One person killed. Cab car scrapped. Jeep still in service today. Cause is a guy with sleep apnea, pretty much.
Micro sleep episode, they call it that.
Yeah, sleep episode, whatever it is one of those.
Yeah. Point there.
Cab car 6036, and GP40PH-2B 4214. I really prefer the GP40PH-2s rather than the dash 2Bs, and I rather prefer a GP40P than the GP40PH-2s and the dash 2Bs.
You don't blame me about that, to be honest.
I love GP40Ps.
Yeah, don't say what you're gonna say, okay? Please, I swear to God, that's so disgusting. Okay.
No. Actually, I want to talk about the best commuter.
Okay. I thought you were gonna say something else because you said that all the time.
I already said my weird stuff about the U34.
Okay. Yeah, don't say it again. Don't say it again, please.
You're making me want to say it, but I won't.
Don't.
Anyway, GP40P, best CNJ engine of all time. Well, no, the G3 Pacifics are, but GP40P is easily a second. They were built in 1968 for passenger general purpose Model 40 passenger locomotive, built for the CNJ. Stupid cat.
Oh, whoa, chill.
All right. Anyway, another variant was built for the Southern Pacific, GP40P-2, but we're not on that because I don't like GP40P-2s. They're a ripoff of the original GP40P.
Oh my God! Whoa, what the fuck?
We don't talk about Southern Pacific.
What's laughing?
We don't talk about Southern Pacific. I hate Southern Pacific. I hate the daylight. Norfolk.
Yo, you're disrespecting my opinion. That's my favorite railroad.
Elbows.
It's one of my favorite steam locomotives, the SP4449 and the North.
I also like the North fucking Western. Oh my bad.
Okay, guys.
It's Norfolk and Western 611.
I am so sorry. I did not
I'm
mean
trying
that.
to talk about
the
the
Norfolk
GP40
and
here, and you guys aren't.
I'm sorry. It's because it's
and I also like the Santa Fe 3751.
I like
and the
CNJ 113.
2124, 2101, 2100, 2102, Chesapeake and Ohio 614,
Have
Milwaukee
you guys
Shut up, Elijah. Stop rap godding all of your favorite engines. We don't care.
Hey, have you guys ever heard of the Santa Fe Blue Goose?
You should never say that to me. And then leave. Now go. Leave.
Have you guys ever heard of the the Santa Fe Blue Goose?
Yes.
Yes, I've heard of the Blue Goose before. Number 3460, which is a 464 Hudson.
Why are you talking like a prospector, mate? Ain't Brody? We talking about that.
Brody.
I'm sorry, it's because you say that all the time to me.
Just like they see TikToker, I'm not. Hey, have you seen his videos at Manuel?
I've seen a little bit of his videos. What about it?
He says, I'm gonna be honest, Brody, a lot. And he said this.
Oh, so that's how you got it from.
Yeah, all right, we got a new series. We got to let me know if you want me to pick up the stool. Send this video to your friend right now. Let's get it. No,
so that explains why you send videos of him in the direct messages. That explains. Anyways, what should we talk about now?
We should talk about another train wreck.
Maybe.
And that train wreck would be what?
Also, did you guys remember? We're into when from the crashing activities upcoming episodes.
We're talking about the ENDEA. I don't care. We're talking about the ENDEA.
Didn't we say that? Didn't we say that?
We should talk about the Great Train Wreck of 1918.
No.
Isn't this also the Crushing Activities that said worst and best Christmas movie specials?
Well, I canceled because we plan to do more accidents.
And then,
but hopefully we'll do it on next Saturday. And also, Alan, I want to watch this the Amphibia Christmas special too. And Kaiji Genocide Christmas, right, Manuel?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, mate. I ain't gonna lie.
And I want to watch the Polar Express and some Thomas Christmas specials. All right.
Oh, we could do that in the
and
VCR.
also some Loud House Christmas specials. And here is the link for the Great Train Wreck of 1918. You should read it, Manuel.
Oh, you want me to? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on. Let me just send this to my friend here. Just give me a second, because I'm sending something to my friend. My friend wants to ask me on my OC. Okay. All right. I got it. Okay, so the train wreck. You know. Hold on. Okay. Give me a second. Okay. Hold on. Need a drink of water. Just a second. Okay. All right. Ready. Okay, so we're talking about the Great Train Wreck of 1918. And that was an accident. That was a very, very bad accident that happened in July 9th, 1918, just during like almost the end of the First World War. Because the year 1918, there's a lot of war going on between Europe and other countries. Don't break the hammers. So let's talk about this. Don't break the hammers. The two trains involved of the incident were the number 4 scheduled to depart Nashville for Memphis, Tennessee at around 7 a.m. And the number 1 from Memphis, right?
Memphis. It's Memphis.
Memphis. Okay. Memphis, about a half hour late for scheduled arrival in Nashville at 7:10 a.m. At about 7:20 a.m. About 10 minutes later, the two trains collided while traversing a section of single track line known as the quote Dutchman's Curve, west of downtown Nashville. In the present day neighborhood of Bellemeade, the trains were each traveling at an estimated about 50 to 60 miles per hour, more than twice the speed recommendation to around 80 miles an hour or 100 kilometers. The impact derailed them both and destroyed several wooden cars, which you have to remember, there was no metal passenger cars like we have today.
So everything
Back then, we had to use wooden.
Pretty much.
Yes, exactly. Mm-hmm. Of course, the incident had taken 101 lives and injuring an additional 171 passengers. Of course, it is considered the worst railway accident to ever happen in United States history. However, the worst rail accident would be changed in about a few decades later in 1993 with the Big Bayou Wreck in 1993 in Mobile, Alabama, which we all know why. We all know why. We don't have to talk about that.
Bridge collides into tugboat collides into bridge. Train pretty much falls in the river. Kills people.
47 people. Killed 47.
Unalived people. Unalived people. Anyway, let's talk about the EAA. I literally got.
Well, let's talk about let's get to the train wreck deck, and then after that we'll talk about yours. Okay? How about that? All right.
Maybe we should talk about you. We should talk about in a separate episode.
Maybe. Okay, sure. Okay. Anyway, an investigation was launched by the Interstate Commerce Commission, or ICC for short. Of course, you know the National Transportation Safety Board that wasn't there at the time. The NTSB were invented in somewhere in the 50s, I think, either the 50s or the 60s. I have no idea where, but it was somewhere in the 50s. That's what I know. But it was attributed to the cause of the accident with several factors leading up to the accident. Notably, serious errors by the crew of train number 4 and interlocking tower operators. Oh man, that's gonna be a lot of hot water if you ask me. Anyways, just give me a second. Okay, all whom failed to properly account for the presence of train number 1 on the line, the ICC also pointed to a lack of proper system for the accurate determination of train positions and noted that the wooden construction of the cars greatly increased the number of fatalities. So, yes, the coaches that were back then, they were not designed to handle crashes like we see today. You know? Like, we had to use wood of everything. Like, imagine living in one of those coaches and just riding on one of those coaches. You could definitely be killed if a crash happens, you know? Like, very, very bad, honestly. Like, the reason that most of the fatalities happened was because of the fifth car. If you guys saw the picture right there, the fifth car, it looks like the fifth car like jackknifed into another coach. And it looked like someone just like threw, like if someone was playing a coach like a toy, you know, like they throw the toy, they break the toy, that sort of stuff. That's how it was. Anyways, let's get about the departures, about what really happened. Okay, so what we know is that at around 7:07 a.m., the day of the accident, the Nashville, Conestoga, and St. Louis Railway, or NC and STL for short, train number 4 departed Union Station in Nashville, bound for Memphis. The train pulled by locomotive numbered 282 AG.
Hey guys, Max is back in the private chat, and he's coming.
The locomotive was numbered 282, a G8A class 460 10-wheeler built by the Baldwin Locomotive Works in 1905. Consisted of two mail and baggage cars and 6 wooden coaches. Meanwhile, with train number 1, it was pulled by a locomotive number 281, also a G8A class 460 10-wheeler that was also built by the same company, the Baldwin Locomotive Works. In 1905, the same year, was heading into Nashville from Memphis, containing 1 baggage car, 6 wooden coaches, and 2 Pullman sleeping cars of steel constructions. Train number 1 had departed Mackenzie 4 hours earlier and passed Bellevue at 7:03 a.m., 35 minutes behind schedule.
All right, let me read the next part. So, here what this is. I mean, like, I'm gonna be honest, Brody. Like, here's the approach. Both trains required to use of a single track section, approximately 10 miles, 16 kilometers long, in the western portion of Nashville, according to contemporary practices. The inbound train number 1 retained the right-of-way. Thus, the rail dispatch informed the crew of the opposing number 4 train that they were to stop in the double track section if they did not visually identify the passing number 1 before they reach the interlocking tower known as Shops Junction, where the track section began. The term shops referred to the railroad's domestic repair and refueling shops, including its largest roundhouse. This was not a passenger stop, but rather the junction where the railroad's mainline track to Memphis narrowed down to just 1 track. While train number 4 was traversed the double track section, the conductor delegated the responsibility of identifying number 1 to the remainder of the crew. While collecting tickets, the conductor mistook the sound of a passing switch engine and empty cars as number 1. The crew either made the same error or were negligent in properly identifying the train. As number 4 approached the interlocking turn, as Shops Junction operator J.S. Johnson showed a clear signal from the tower's train order signals, indicating all was clear. As he stopped to record the train in his logs, Johnson noticed that there were no entries showing that the opposing train number 1 had passed. Johnson reported to the dispatcher, who telegraphed back, "He meets number 1 there. Can you stop him?" Johnson sounded the emergency whistle, but there was no one at the rear of number 1 to hear it. The train passed on the assumption that clear train order board that indicated that the line ahead was clear. Also, the engine and conductor failed to visually inspect the train. Inspect the engine train register at Shops Junction to as certain as to whether number 1 had yet arrived. That was required by operating instructions issued by the railroad's management prior to the wreck. Here's the collision. Shortly after 7:20 a.m., the two trains collided at Dutchman's Grade near White Bridge Road. It is estimated that the westbound train was traveling about 50 miles an hour, 80 kilometers per hour, while the Nashville-bound train was running at 60 miles per hour, 100 kilometers per hour. Many of the wooden cars were crushed or hurled sideways. The sound of the collision could be heard 2 miles, 3 kilometers away. It was to have been the last trip for the engineer of the Nashville-bound train before his retirement. All right, read the aftermath, Brody.
Me? Okay, hang on a second. Okay, collision or the aftermath. Okay. The aftermath, the Interstate Commerce Commission, or ICC again, listed the dead at 101. Through some reports had the death toll as high as 121. At least 171 people were injured. Many victims were African American laborers from Arkansas and Memphis who were coming to work at the gunpowder plant in Old Hickory outside of Nashville. As many as 50,000 people came to the track that day to help rescue survivors, search for loved ones, or simply witness the tragic scenes. In its official report, the ICC was harsh on the NCNSTL, or also known as the North. I actually forgot what's it called. The NCNSTL.
Nashville, Chattanooga, St. Louis.
Yeah, that one. Mm-hmm. A combination of poor operating practices, human error, and lax enforcement of operating rules led to the worst passenger train wreck in U.S. history. Had the tower operator probably left his signal at danger, had the conductor monitored his train's progress rather than entrusting it into the subordinate, or had the crew inspected the train register at shop junctions as required, the accident probably wouldn't have ever happened. It wouldn't have ever happened. The emphasis for most railroads to switch to all steel passenger cars. In the 1970s, songwriters, including Bobby Broadock and Ray Van Hoor, told the story of the train wreck in the song, quote, "The Great Nashville Railroad Disaster, a True Story." The song was recorded by country music singer named David Allan Coe on his 1980 album, I've Got Something to Say. Locomotives involved in the wreck of number 281 and 282 were rebuilt in 1919 and continued in service throughout the two world wars until their retirement in 1947 and 1948, respectively. After the retirement of 2801 was sold and was scrapped in June 1948. 282 was also sold and scrapped in April 1949. None of their sisters from 280 and 286 survive either. The track, now located off west of Hospital, is still in use even to this day. That's how it ends. Honestly, I never really heard about that much of the accident, to be honest, because I wasn't that much of like looking at some of the 80s train wreck, to be honest, and no offense, but I didn't know these kind of accidents like killed like so many people. That's the thing. That just shocked me the most.
Hey, Elijah. Also, Max came back in the live, so can you add him back in? Because he said, Elijah, can you add me back?
He's here.
Oh yeah, he did say
also,
that.
All right, he's here.
There's also something I want to tell you. I mean, like,
Well, make it quick, dude.
And, by the way, Drift,
yeah,
Drift King. It's not I've overheard you. It's not interstate commerce. It's just interstate commerce. Interstate commerce.
Oh, interstate commerce. Oh, it's because I got confused because it kind of.
And I wish the locomotives that were involved in the wreck survived, but at least replicas of them should be built.
Let Alicia talk. Go ahead, Alicia.
Well, even though the locomotives number 280 and locomotives that were involved in the train wreck, number 281 and 282. Imagine if they were preserved, then they could have been donated, kept for future preservation, would have been displayed to the museum.
Well, that would have been true. I ain't gonna lie. That is a good point.
Hey, Manuel, also, have you ever heard of Jazzy, who is Alex's friend? Alex wished if you followed Jazzy on TikTok and Instagram because
I'll see for myself, okay?
Jazzy's in the Instagram group chat with Elijah and Alex and me.
Ayo, can we talk about the EMD E8A? I got 2 E8As set up right here. I got 2 E8As set up.
Well, we're gonna talk about it in a
Alex,
separate episode called "Unique American Diesel Locomotives." You're gonna join.
What's going on? What's going on?
Manuel,
You can talk about
Alex
the EMD
if
in
you
the
follow
episode called "Unique Diesel Locomotives." That would be coming out sometime next year. You can't wait for that, but you have to be patient.
Next year? All right, fine.
But anyways, thank you so much for my live stream. Hopefully, I'll see you in the next live stream where we're talking about.
Bye, people. Oh, by the way,
movies.
can I say something before I leave?
Yeah,
U34s make me come.
What?
Dude!
Hey, wait,
Dude.
don't.
Oh my God.
I also
I
want to
can-
warn Max. Max, if you're still hearing this, next time if you're coming in the live with us, don't say any of those type of weird stuff. Also, Manuel,
Get the live stream.
That's just disgusting. That's just disgusting.
don't bring any of that stuff up. Also, and also Manuel. Also, did you follow Jazzy because Jazzy's in the?
Good.
Twitter
I have
community.
not seen about him. Okay, just please calm down. All right, I'll see it for myself. Okay, I'll see it later. Okay, please.
In the Instagram.
Like Alan, please don't give me pressure, dude. Please.
You mean her, Noel?
Her or oh my God, yes, her. Oh my God. Oh my God, I feel like I'm gonna put a bullet in my head, to be honest. But no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Well, anyways, see ya.
But anyways, guys, before we end the stream, I'm just gonna show you and Aunt. I'm gonna just show you my quick Christmas profile pic with Amity from the L.
And then
before we
you
go.
also forgot to put it on TikTok, and then also when it's January, you'll put your regular profile picture back on with everything.
Yeah, you like my profile pic, Alan? Looks.
I like
But
it.
anyways,
with
thank you guys so much
humidity.
for watching. Make sure to like, comment, share my videos, subscribe to my channel, click the notification button where the bells to be alerted when a new TikTok videos uploaded. You can also find my other platforms like Twitter, TikTok, Twitter, use Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and Discord and WhatsApp, Messenger, what's up, DeviantArt. And also Tumblr, Spotify, Newgrounds, Pixar, Pixie, Patreon, and PlayStation. And until next time, this is Andy Blindness B4449 fan here, and I wish you all good luck, good night, and bye. Adios. See you guys later. Hasta luego.
That's all, folks.